I'm always shining.
I'm always shiny, bro.
I just always got the sun on me, I'm shining. What can I say?
That's a perfect way to start out, man. I'm actually starting the episode right there, man. Hey, no intro today. I'm here with my big bro. Welcome back, everybody, to the Thrive After Sports podcast. This is an honor for me to be here with the Devastator, Dominick Reyes, my big bro. What's up, man? Thanks for being here. Appreciate you spending some time.
What's up, Taj, man? It's great to be here. It's been quite some time, bro. We've definitely been a little bit of estranged, but this is good to sit down with you and talk about how it's been,
Yeah, man. All right. Speaking of estranged, I already gave you my formal apology. You remember that, right? When I basically just disappeared.
I do.
After college.
Yeah, you're going through it, man. I understand. We kind of all were at the time. We went from freaking kings of campus to pretty much nothing. So it's kind of hard sometimes,
Man, Dom, I don't want to give a super long intro because nobody can introduce you better than yourself. But how do you introduce yourself?
Hey, everyone. I'm Dominick Reyes. I fight in the UFC, and I love life, man. It's my friend Taj. I've been through a lot. I have a degree in information systems from Stony Brook. I went to Stony Brook with Taj. I got no kids, and I'm married to the game right here. MTG, married to the game, baby. My whole mission, my whole everything has been athletic excellence. Really, I mean, I haven't really ever stopped, and I don't plan to anytime soon.
Married to the game. You got a real major from Stony Brook, but I got the bootleg major.
Stony Brook?
You even got it framed, man.
Oh yeah, bro, that shit's dope. Let me pull. I don't take it off the wall. I'll take it off. No, I'll take it off the wall.
Just
I don't care.
Show it's legit. You just trying to show people you actually graduated, like. Hold up. You cut out for a second. What'd you say?
It's a fun fact. I can't get it off the wall. So there's that.
Well, look, man, since you brought it up, I hate to go back to this, but since you started out by saying we're estranged, I'm going to this could be a teachable moment for somebody, all right? Because people have heard me on this podcast talk time and time again about how I was depressed. I felt like I failed in my football career. I felt like a loser because I had no idea what the hell I was doing when I came back home from college. And so I burned a lot of bridges. Obviously, the bridge is not completely burned because Dom is on here with me today, but there was people hitting me up, wanted to hang out, just wanted to check in, see how I was doing. And quite frankly, I wasn't responding to anybody. I thought I was the only one going through it. I isolated myself and was really just in a place of self-pity. And so, Dom, I've already apologized to you before, man, but this is my formal apology. I'm sorry, man. So let's just start it off like that.
I appreciate it, bro. It's all good. I mean, we all go through it, man. I personally, in my career with I'm in the public all the time. I still go through some stuff like that too. That depression still hits, especially after a big loss, or it could just be a regular day where I don't really exactly have a plan that day. So then since there's nothing to do, depression kind of kicks in a little bit. It's kind of weird, but I understand, bro. I get it. I've been there. I really have. And it just kind of, as you were going through it, I was also going through a little bit. And then by you not being available or disappearing, like you were one of the only people I had out there. So by you kind of like going away, it was like, fuck, man, well, hope he's okay and shit. I better just focus on this. This is all I got is this. So let me just focus on what I'm doing right in front of me right here. Training, and I worked as an IT guy for a while. That was cool. That was cool because it was every day going to the high school and just seeing different people and just interacting in a different way. But honestly, that was kind of soul sucking because it was like, dang, man, like after everything I did, after all the the accolades and the college and playing on the field, whatever, I'm sitting at a high school behind a desk. Like, it doesn't exactly feel great. It didn't feel great for me, at least at the time. I still had all this fire in my heart, and I started training MMA, and I found a new purpose.
Yeah, man, let's take it all the way back. And by the way, this is the last thing I'll say about this before I start getting emotional. I didn't know you were going through it too, bro. That's the thing. I thought you were just hitting me up to come party, and I'm like, I'm in no condition to party right now. I might just, I can't even leave my room. But
I feel it, man.
But that's what I want people to take out of it, man. Is that like if you just isolate yourself, you could be helping someone else by just even having a conversation with your teammate. Like, hey, what are you experiencing right now? This is what I'm experiencing. If we would have had that conversation, it probably would have made a world of difference for both of us.
100%.
Hindsight is 2020, bro. So anyway, before I start crying, let's get back to the journey. All right. So
all right.
You graduated from Stony Brook. I know you did a couple of pro days, right?
Yeah.
What was going through your mind when the NFL didn't work out and you went to go pick up an IT job? Like, where were you at just mentally during that time?
So yeah, I did a few pro days. I tried out for the Canadian League as well. Just for me, Canada was like, minors, and I just, it was unorganized, and no disrespect to everybody over there, man. But when I went to try out for the Canadian team, it just felt like a junior college. It was just, everything was just unorganized. There was just a bunch of crazy shit happening. It wasn't structured like when I went to my NFL, pro days and tryouts. So for me, I lost it at that point. And for me, it hit the hardest on the draft day because I was projected like fifth, sixth round by like 3 different teams. And I was talking to these teams and it was like, hell yeah, dude. Like, I'm at least going to get a shot, at least let me show you what I could do. Right. Like, at least, I'm from Stony Brook. I'm from Hesperia. Nobody knows where either of those places are,
Right.
So it's like, come on, man, somebody just give me a chance. Let me shine for a second, and I never got the chance, and for me, that was just like, dang, man, like, this is my reality, like, I'm not a guy that's, a big weight room guy. I'm not a guy that's going to put up all these crazy numbers, but I perform, and you can't measure that. And for me, it was like, it's the story of my life. And I was just real depressed, bro. Like, I was, after all the NFL, after the draft, I was just like, fuck, man, like, this is, what am I going to do? Like, I have my degree. I could, it's a great degree, information systems. I could do a bunch of stuff, So I was like, all right, let me start working as an IT guy. I put in for a bunch of jobs, and at the time, was it 2013? There was not a lot of jobs, bro. There was not a lot of opportunities, to be 100% honest with you. Like, people were not looking for employees at all. They were looking for interns. At the time, interning was like the big, huge thing that let's work for free. No, bro, like, this shit's hard. I have to drive far as hell to get to wherever I'm trying to go. So I couldn't find a job really. And then the school district, it was just a great fit. It was right down the street. And I would show up to work and just be like, some days was good, some days were bad. The days that were bad were the days I realized this isn't exactly what I want, but there's not much I could do about it, until I started saying, there is something I could do about it, My brother owns an MMA gym, and I was depressed and frustrated. So I'd go in there and start just hitting the bag out of just stress relief, bro. Like, I had so much built up inside of me that I wouldn't know what to really do. So I would go there and just start hitting the bag and, grappling and stuff. And then my brother would start showing me little things here and there. And all of a sudden, like, I fell in love with the process of learning the techniques. The process of learning again. Like football, I mastered it. I'm a black belt in football. Like, no matter how whatever, I'm a complete expert in football. Even to this day, I could watch football and know exactly what's going on, know who messed up, know what the scheme is. I could call out plays like Tony Romo, literally on defense. I'll be like, well, look, they blew the coverage. It's cover 3. This guy did this, did. Oh, linebacker's lazy. Oh, the safety he's about to get beat. Oh, he just got beat. Look at that. You know what I mean? Oh, he took a wrong step. Oh, false step. Oh, touchdown. Like, all that. I still do that. And it's crazy because I'm such an expert in the sport. I committed my whole life to it. As you did too as well, from 8, 9 years old all the way through college, it was our life, and we mastered it. And for me to learn to master something new, it was a whole new life for me, a new fresh life for me. I went from having almost no life, in my mind, to a new life. Like, I completed my football life. I completed my high school life. I completed my football college life to completion. Now it's time to move on. And I found that new thing for me, and it's been amazing, man. I got opportunities, I've been in I fought in the Boston Guardian. I fought in all over the world, in London, in Abu Dhabi. You know, I've had 3 title fights now, or 2 title fights. You know, I've done what like almost everybody. You know, I'm very in a small percentage of people right now just by keeping going, bro. Like your shirt says, I just kept going. You know, I didn't want it to be over. Not that I didn't want it to be over. I knew it wasn't over. I knew there was more left to give within my own heart. And yeah, I was able to turn that passion, flip it from sadness into passion. So,
man, see, that's a part of the journey that I didn't know, because I thought there was some master plan where you were like, okay, you know, the NFL didn't work out. I'm in this IT job. Now I'm just going to become, you know, one of the best to ever do it. You know what I mean? I'm just going to start going hard. And honestly, so you didn't really start training MMA until you were in the IT job? I know you've been working out with your brother. Like,
yeah, so like when we were in college and stuff, I'd come back, I'd like cross train, and me and my brothers would mess around and wrestle and shit. But it wasn't like actually learning the craft, you know. It was just natural ability, you know. Just me and my brothers have been doing this since we were little kids, you know, wrestling around and, you know, King of the Ring and shit like that, you know, like not real. But the plan was never to be a fighter. I've never, ever, up until after college, did I want to be a fighter. It was just I guess plan B, bro. Like it wasn't even a plan. It was just something that I not stumbled upon, but I started doing and I fell in love with. It was never like, oh, I want to be a fighter. It was like, oh, well, I'm frustrated, I'm depressed, I'm sad. Like, let's hit this bag. Let's freaking learn something new. Let's get the body going. Let's get some freaking endorphins. Let's get, you know, let's get something going chemically inside of me, because right now it doesn't feel good. You know, it doesn't feel good at all. And it was through that, I guess, therapy, I found my passion, which is now fighting, and I'm one of the best in the world, which is really freaking crazy. And it wasn't easy. It wasn't like something I was like, oh yeah, I'm just, you know, like you said, like it just seemed so natural. It just seemed like I just parlayed right into it. But no, it was me refusing to let the fire go out. Really, I felt it going. I felt that passion leaving me, and I wasn't ready for it to go.
Man, all right. I want to take a quick moment just for you to give some advice, because obviously your path is unconventional. It's a path that you carved out for yourself, right? But what you just said was so powerful about refusing to let the fire go out, man. Not everybody can go from being at the top of their field in their college career, their professional career, to just going into a totally different sport. I mean, obviously there's parallels between, you know, they're both combat sports.
Yeah, but totally it's yeah, bro. It was good. It was like I was like a little baby. It was crazy. I went from a pro football player basically to a less than amateur fighter. Like we're like that. I went just like that. Really? And it was humbling, bro. It was super humbling. It was humbling, but it was like a fresh start. You know, it was like, shit, man, there's something new. Like I could be great at this if I commit to it. Just like anything, you know. Honestly, I feel like no matter what I would do, no matter what anybody does, in my opinion, we live in the best time of all humankind. You could be whatever you want. And nobody could stop you, really. Nobody could stop you. Only you could stop you. That's a fact, bro. Like, people have tried to stop me. People literally, I fight people try to stop me. They try to stop you. It's up to you, though, man. Like, are you going to let the haters, are you going to let the doubt, are you going to let all that, you know, infect you? Are you going to let that all just come over you like a cancer and just hold you down and weigh you down? You know, we have choices. And like I said, man, this is the best time to be alive, and we have that option to do whatever we want. I mean, yeah, there's limits, obviously, but I found that almost all limits could be surpassed with just dedication and commitment, man.
Man, can you give some advice to people out there who may not necessarily know what they want to dedicate themselves to? That fire that still burns inside of us, like you found something, you locked onto it, and you took it all the way to the top, and you're still going. But for people who are just like, bro, I don't even know where to start. How do I take this passion? Where do I apply this? Like, can you give some advice there?
It's just, you got to start with the little steps, man. That's the biggest thing. Most people, when they find like a passion, first thing is find your passion. You know, I don't know what your passion is. You know, whether you're a creative and you don't even know you're a creative, you know, whatever your passion is, whether it's, you know, botany, whether it's freaking, no matter what, even if it's customer service, even if it's sales, no matter what it is, you got to start little. Start with the first step. Look in the mirror and say, what do I need to do to be great at this? What's the first thing I have to do? Okay, so I want to be a botanist. Okay, so you better start doing the research on how to grow things. Just learn about the plant cycles, learn about what you need to do, and then take the little steps. Build your first, hydroponic setup, or whatever the case. Or say you want to be a great public speaker. Start speaking more. Start just going on YouTube and just talking to people. Just start speaking more. Take those little steps, and then all of a sudden your content will improve. All of a sudden you'll start feeling more comfortable talking. All of a sudden now you have a full-on production, and you got little things sliding across the screen, and you're doing all this stuff, and you monetize it, and you're making all kinds of money, and you're one of the well-known public speakers. But it's all up to you to commit to it. I mean, it's all about commitment, and more than anything, the most important thing is accountability, man. Like, oh, dude, like, excuses are for the freaking birds. You got to be accountable. If you don't do something, it's on you. If you do something, thank everybody who helped you get there. But it's like, you have to do it. Nobody's going to do it for you. That's just the bottom line. If you want to be great, you have to be great. You have to start, even if you're not great now. If you're great today, and you're great tomorrow, and you're great the next day, all of a sudden you're great. That's just, it's a process. Everybody wants instant pudding these days. I feel like it's all instant, microwave, instant. Oh man, it's not happening fast enough. What the hell? I don't want to do this anymore. I want to do something else. Oh, let me just go on the internet and do something. Like, you got to stick to it, and you got to be accountable. And then the mistakes you make, you got to learn from them. You can't just be like, oh, I didn't make a mistake. Oh, I don't know. Oh, no. I never do anything wrong. Oh man. Oh no. If you make a mistake, own up to it. And it's about just, if you want to parlay into something new and really, be great, or just say you're depressed and you don't want to be depressed anymore, man. Say you were playing football or lacrosse or baseball in college, and you were the man or the woman. You were that person, you were that dude or that girl on campus. Everything comes to an end, but that's not the end of life. Like, there's always a new door. You just got to find it, and you got to apply yourself. Really, nothing's gonna come easy. Just because, one thing I learned too is, just because you were great at one point doesn't mean it's guaranteed. Doesn't mean you're entitled to that greatness. You have to re-earn it, no matter what it is. Like I said, I was almost a professional athlete, and then I went all the way down to below amateur as a fighter, which is like, now I'm getting punched in the face often because I'm not good. You know what I mean? Like, think about a more freaking perfect, analogy. Like, right? I was freaking that dude, and then all of a sudden I'm getting punched in the face, but I'm learning. Okay, I got punched in the face today. How do I prevent that tomorrow? And that's what it's all. That's, for me, that's what it was. It was just getting better every day, and then being committed. More than anything, being committed and accountable.
I'm getting hyped up just listening to you, man. This is why I knew this was going to be good, man. I didn't come in here with any questions prepared. I never do anyway, but I know if I just ask you one thing and just let you go, I think about people who tell me, like, Taj, I listen to this podcast while I'm running. I'm thinking about somebody who's running right now, listening to everything you just said, getting fired up for whatever that next chapter of their life is, man. So that's good shit, man.
That's what's up, bro.
Here's something else that just came to my mind, because you talked about starting at the bottom of the totem pole. Like you said, you were a baby again when you started doing MMA. And I think that takes a level of humility and I see this all the time, man. I'm doing like 10 coaching calls a day at this point. A lot of athletes, that's one of the main things I have to address up front. Like, bro, you're not going to become the CEO of a company overnight just because you were an All-American, And that's one of the things that I feel like through what you just shared. And I want to take it a bit further, because somebody listening to this right now might be like, yeah, that's great for Dom. That's good for him. He got lucky, right? I'm sure a lot of people tell you that, like, oh, he got lucky. But
they try to tell me that. But there ain't no luck in this sport.
That's right, yeah. Straight up, man. But to that person right now who needs to, number one, get to a space where they can even start to figure out what's next. Like, what are some things you do to pull yourself out of that dark moment, or out of those dark moments where you feel like, damn, I don't even know how to function right now. How do you snap yourself out of that so you can bounce back and start doing what you need to do to move forward?
Well, even now, even now I have that problem. I mean, I feel like that's going to be a lifelong thing I'm dealing with. The easiest way for me is one, family, talk to my parents, talk to my brothers, and two, working out does wonders for my mental. And then when it's real bad and it's continuous, I turn to things like psilocybin, magic mushrooms. If I'm just can't get out of the funk, because they help realign all my thoughts and get everything in order. I guess things that matter. But yeah, I mean, the biggest thing for me is just getting up and doing it. Sometimes you don't even want to just get up, but getting up and going outside, going for a drive. I ride dirt bikes and my Can-Am a lot. For me, that's really my like happy place, where I'm on my dirt bike or I'm on my Can-Am and I'm cruising around, and it's just like all of a sudden the only thing that matters is not dying on this ride. When you fill up your mind with things that matter right now, you don't think about the things that don't matter in the future or the past. It's the past and the future that fucks you up. Excuse my language. It's anxiety about the future and depression about the past. It's not depression about it's so many different things have happened, and every day is different. Sometimes things hit you harder than they did before. Honestly, I sometimes go back to, I've had some really big fights, that I don't know if I fought John Jones. That whole thing was a real big moment in my life, kind of a crossroads, if you will, but not. I guess I went from possibly being, I was going to be world champion. I thought it's one of those things where you do everything you could do, you do all the right things, and somebody still takes it away from you. And that's what I had a hard time with, because it reminded me of college. It reminded me of football. I did all the right things. I ran a 4.5. I benched 225 like 13 times. I did everything I was supposed to do, and somebody else took it away from me. Didn't even give me a chance. And that same feeling was reignited with that, I'm going to say, horrendous decision out in Houston when I fought John. It was one of those things where I did everything right and didn't turn out my way. And that was a big part of me going to the sport, was like, it doesn't matter what anybody says. They can't take it away from me. If I win, then it's mine. You know what I mean? And I was like knocking people out, and it wasn't like football where it was like, it wasn't up to me. I did everything I could, but it wasn't up to me. It was up to some guy behind a desk, old man looking at a piece of paper like, oh, okay, USC, Missouri, okay, Stony Brook, what the hell is that? No, get that guy out of here. That's pretty much what happened to me. And when I did the John fight, those same feelings kind of reignited, where there's some old man sitting by next to the cage, could barely see. It was like, I think he won. Like, what? What, you didn't see it? What the hell's going on? So I have, the thing about that though is like millions and millions of dollars, world fame, millions of dollars of world fame, or just, continue on this line. I did shoot up, I got a lot of respect. My big thing is getting the respect I feel I deserved from going out there and, shedding my blood and putting my heart on the line, and I really appreciate when fans, come up to me, because it's like, you respect what I'm doing and you appreciate what I'm doing. It's not easy to willingly go out there and give up your blood, So for me, that means a lot. But then sometimes it's like, there's just different emotions come through, bro. Like, I get anxiety about the future, because with fighting, it's all about your most recent performance, right? What have you done lately? I get depressed about the past, because things have happened in my past that are affecting my potential future. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, man, it's all about just waking up and having a plan. When I wake up and I'm like, okay, this is what I want to do today. This is my next goal, like in terms of training. This is what I want to accomplish. When I have everything structured, those depression spouts don't hit, those anxiety spouts don't hit, because everything's structured and I'm on track to do. I have a goal and I'm on track. When I'm just kind of floating, you know, because as a professional athlete, you know, there's times where you don't. I mean, in my career, you know, with MMA, I don't have to fight if I don't want to. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, you have to fight. Blah, blah, blah. Like, no, it's I'm in charge. I'm an independent contractor. So if I don't want to fight for however much long, I don't have to if my money could support me. You know what I'm saying? But that's where the pitfalls come, because now, okay, I don't really feel like fighting, or I'm healing. The worst is when you're healing. My face is broken, or you're healing and you're just even more depressed because you can't do anything, and everything you try to do is like makes it worse, and then now you're just falling further down. You're like, man, next time I'm gonna fight, is my face gonna explode? Like, you don't need, like, you start going down that freaking rabbit hole, and it's not a good thing. But when I have my day structured like now, and everything's going, and I know exactly what I'm trying to accomplish for the day, when I have a plan for the week, for the month, those depression spells don't hit, and I spend a lot of time with my family, you know, spending time with my girlfriend, going on dirt bike and Can-Am rides, just doing adventures, enjoying every day, because, man, not every day is a good day, and might not be here tomorrow, you know. So when there are good days, freaking enjoy the hell out of them. And if it's not a great day, I find that just your attitude when you wake up could make it a great day. So, yeah.
Man, I want to go back to something you said earlier, where you were talking about the nature of the sport. The nature of UFC is what have you done lately? Shit, the nature of anything, if life is a man, is what have you done lately? That's what we can save that for a whole other episode.
Damn, you're right.
What I want to ask is, man, like, and obviously you're, you know, the level of your what have you done lately is different for most people, because you're in the public eye, you're at the top of your field. But the real question I have is, like, even after the John Jones fight, and you definitely won, bro. We all know that. You got robbed. We know that. I've never been so excited for a fight, man. I was dripping sweat. I had to take my shirt off. I was watching it with my girl, man. We were jumping around. She was into it just as much as I was.
Heck yeah, dude.
But the thing about it, man, is, like, you said you were at a crossroads. So this is what I want to ask, because I think this can help a lot of people. Are you proud of yourself? Like, how do you live in life as, you know, what have you done lately? Are there moments where you celebrate the level that you've reached? Like, how do you feel about that? Do you ever celebrate yourself? Are you proud of yourself at all, bro? Like, how do you feel about that?
Oh, so I'm super proud of myself, man. I mean, I've gone through so much shit, you know, from barely getting a scholarship to freaking graduating, first person in my entire family to graduate college. You know, like, there's so many different things I'm proud of. But in terms of fighting, I'm extremely proud, man. I've been in the sport for almost 10 years now, and I've done in my time in the sport, I've done more than 99% of the entire, you know, population of fighters. And I'm super proud. I obviously not done. I'm proud, but I'm not fulfilled, if that makes sense.
No, I know exactly what you mean, bro.
Yeah, I'm proud of what I've done, but I'm not fulfilled. I still got a lot of mountains to climb. But yeah, I don't reflect on it that often. When I do, it trips me out. When I reflect on my life, it trips me out, because it's like so many flashes of, like, dang, bro, like, there's been so many high pressure moments. There's been so many, like, where it's like all or nothing moments, so many different times. And it's just trippy to think about. I'm definitely proud of everything I've done. Just, I'm not done yet.
Damn right. What's next, man? What's coming up for you?
So I'm looking to fight at the end of the year, the fourth quarter, September through December, one of those months. It should be a main event, you know, obviously. And yeah, man, I just want to, my biggest thing for me right now these days is fighting with the crowd again. You know, I miss you guys. I miss the crowd. My last two fights were no crowd. One was in Abu Dhabi in a parking lot in a tent, and the other one was in the Apex, which is the worst arena on earth. It's just a big, huge room with like 40 people in it, and it's a small cage. It's 5 feet smaller per side, so it's hard for me to fight in there because there's no room to move.
Yeah, man, I forgot your last 2 fights weren't in front of a crowd. I definitely got to get out to see the next one, man. I miss Houston. I miss the John Jones fight. I was still in building mode. I was trapping out the home office, man. You know, so trying to make it shake. But I'm doing better now. I'm in a good place financially, so I can get out to
Good shit, bro.
give you a big hug, man. But
hell yeah, man. And on that John Jones fight, one last thing, I was the most comfortable, confident, and calm I've ever been in any sporting event in my whole life before that. I just felt like I was just chilling, like backstage, people were fighting. I was just like, it's gonna be a good night, like not worried.
Nipsey.
I know.
You came out to Nipsey Hustle.
I did.
When you came out to Nipsey, I took my shirt off.
I know, all my life, bro. All my life.
It was over. It was over. I was already hyped, but once All My Life came on, the shirt came off immediately. You were standing there, bro. I was pacing with you.
Let's go. Let's go.
I was in that room. I was ready to go, bro. I was pacing the whole time.
That's freaking awesome. For sure, you do. It's cool. It's awesome, bro. Like the energy of the arena, the crowd. I mean, all the sports I've played in my whole life, everything I've done, nothing even comes close, man. Not to knock anybody else's hustle, but dude, in that arena, bro, when the gladiator door locks and all of a sudden you're not just a man, that shit's crazy, man.
Wait, let's go deeper that. What do you mean by that? Let's go deeper. What do you mean you're not just a man? I know what you mean, but can you go deeper on that? When the door locks, you're not just a man.
Yeah, man. So when I go in the cage and the cage locks, it's like as soon as I go in there, feeling the canvas, you know, I could like smell the water particles in the air. I could feel the air I could feel it. I could look at him and see, I could almost see him sweating. I could see him breathing. I could feel everything in the arena. It's like you start like elevating above your body, and you like all of a sudden everything like, and then like they lock the door and then you hear Bruce, you know, it's kind of like you're underwater, like, oh, yeah. And you hear him talking and stuff, and it's like the lights, because it's all the lights are off because, you know, it's the main event, and once the lights flash back on, it's like or like really weird, like super hyper focused, laser beam focus, but like everything else disappears, everything, the ground disappears, and it's just like fighting in almost like an ethereal realm, like where you're just like you and him, and like you feel the energy of the crowd. You can't hear it that well, but you could feel it. Every time I move, every time I throw a punch, every time I get hit, I could feel like a shockwave of crowd energy going through my body. It's really freaking crazy. And like what I mean by is you're not a man, like not a man. I don't feel like a man anymore because like I feel like a titan, like if I'm like beyond myself, and I'm it's not just me fighting for me, it's me fighting for like the human race, to show people what we are capable of, what we can overcome, how strong we are. You know what I mean? It's a really weird experience for me. A really awesome experience, really.
Sounds like it, man. I imagine the intensity, because I mean, with football, you're 1 of 11 on the field. If you count the other team, it's 1 of 22. But when it's just 1-on-1, and you know,
no clothes. 1-on-1, no clothes.
1-on-1, butt naked.
We're gonna strip you naked. We're gonna put you in front of the whole world. Everybody you've ever met is watching right now, and anybody that's ever rooted for you is watching right now. Everybody that wants you, just people out there who want you to die right now.
Right.
But it don't matter. None of that matters. Because what matters is what you do in this moment. So the cool thing about it, it's all about this moment. Like people are like, oh, like when I was fighting John, oh, he's fought this, he's done that, blah 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 blah. Like, what's that got to do with me, bro? Mm-hmm. What other people have done in their time or whatever has nothing to do with you right now when you're with them. So like that goes back to taking people at face value. When I talk to someone, I give them 100% of my attention, face value. If they're cool, they're cool. If they're not, I'll let them get the hell out of my face. But if somebody else like, oh, don't talk to that person, bro, get out of here, dude. I'm gonna talk to whoever the hell I want. He's cool with me. He's being, or she, or whoever is being awesome. Face value. I don't care what they did in their past. That's not my problem. If they're trying to hurt me, if they're trying to set me up or whatever, then yeah, I'm gonna know and get the hell away from me. But let me decide that. I'm not gonna just judge people without knowing them. And the same with fighting. If we're gonna fight, I don't care what you did before. I don't care who you fought. I don't care who you think you are. When you fight me, you're fighting me. You've never fought anyone like me. That's when people are like, oh. Or in the interview, that my famous line, what makes you different? What are you gonna win? How are you gonna beat John? I'm like, bro, I'm Dominick Reyes, bro. He's never fought Dominick Reyes. Get the fuck out of here. Like, it's as simple as that. That's where my mind was coming from. Like, what do you mean, dude? I'm Dominick Reyes, but he's fought Glover, he fought this guy, he fought that guy, but has he fought Dominick Reyes? No, he hasn't. I'm completely different. We all are completely different. It's when you start lumping yourself in with everyone else that you start freaking just going with the crowd and losing your identity. You have to always maintain your identity as you. You are special.
Mm-hmm. Man, that was one of the most inspirational moments about it, like you said, because it was inspiring because you could tell you were so comfortable there. I'm just talking about specifically the John Jones fight right now, which you won unofficially, but officially in my book, in my mind. But that was the most inspirational thing about it, because looking at that, and I might have even told you this, I think I even texted you after the fight or whatever I said to you. I was just like, seeing that opened up a world of possibilities for me. Like, if Dom can put himself in a position where he's fighting someone we used to watch when we were in college, or,
that was crazy, right?
he's putting hands on them and he's giving them that work. It's like, well, shit. I mean, what can I accomplish? Maybe there's things I haven't even thought of yet. Like, you didn't think of, fighting in the UFC one day and you rose to the top. It was just super inspiring, man. So, in so many different ways, that was the main thing that I took away from it. Like, while I was watching it, but also afterwards, I just had this feeling of like, that actually just happened. And to be honest with you, man, it gave me so much of a jolt. I don't know if I've shared this with you, that I started to see, because I kind of maybe took some limits, even subconsciously, off of my mind. I started to see things with ThriveAfterSports and just other areas of my life start to open up and take off, to where it was something I was doing, trying to do it, trying to build it, working part-time jobs, to now I'm out here living in Austin, Texas. And
now I'm doing it.
What I do full time.
Yeah, that's awesome.
One of those things, man. And that's just one of the many ways that you've changed my life, bro. We gotta go back to
the college days.
You put me on the shrooms, man. I always tell people there's a version of me before trying shrooms and a version of me afterwards. I
agree with that. I agree with that.
You saw it.
Yeah.
You probably saw it too, man. And I didn't think anything of it. Just one day after practice, you're like, hey, you want to, like, I guess, I trust you, bro. I'm all on Google trying to.
What are the adverse side effects? What is up with are you sure? Yeah, it's all good, man. Trust me on this one. This will be something that'll change you forever in a good way.
I want to share this with you real quick, and then we can stop talking about psilocybin, man. We can do a whole episode on that. And I know the impact it's had on you. We were at, this is just a side note, just the impact it had and how it changed me forever. So we're hanging out inside, and we were watching Taken. I don't even know if you remember this. That's the worst movie you should probably be watching.
I shouldn't watch that.
But there was a certain point when we went outside, because you're like, yeah, this is not the vibe. So turned off the TV and then went outside to like an open field. This was like at the back of Mike Marino's house.
Yeah.
We took our socks off and we were like throwing the wet socks around. And
it was Tracy. That was sick, dude. I still talk about that.
Bro, that was life-changing for me. And then the other thing was, when I sat down and I was like playing with the grass, but also like stroking the hairs in my beard. And I was
same.
Like, the grass. It's the
same thing. It's growing. Holy shoot. And then the lightning too. You forgot about that. There was lightning in the distance, super far off in the distance. And it was beautiful. I remember that.
The thing about it is, for people listening right now who haven't experienced that, they might be like, great, the grass grows off the earth like your beard grows off your face. Cool, Taj, great job. But it's not something that, it's about what you feel, the connectedness that you feel. It's not like I just had some dumb epiphany. It's about the connection that I had, not just to the earth, but to everything, to other people. And that never left me. That's why I said I wouldn't be the same person if it wasn't for that experience and if it wasn't for you, bro. So Just thank you, man.
Much love, bro. Much love as always, man. When you first came in, something about me just felt, I don't know. You were immediately a good friend of mine off the bat. I felt like a responsibility to take care of you almost because we're both from California.
You did. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, it ended up just being a great friendship. I mean, you were just a freaking open, awesome guy, man. I mean, it really made it easy to want to help you with everything I could.
And you definitely did that, man, and still do to this day. Like I told you, just watching you inspires me, man. So it's I don't know, maybe it wasn't just because we were California. It wasn't from California. It wasn't just because we were both from the IE. I grew up in the city, Upland, that no one's ever heard of either. And we were both at Stony Brook. Like this was not our first choice, so that was another thing too.
Yeah, it was. It ended up being the best choice, though. Not the first, but the best. There it is.
For many different reasons.
Yeah, man.
I really do look at you as you're a year older than me, if that, probably like 8 months or something stupid like that.
Yeah, it was very close.
Yeah, it's very close. But I really do look at you as a big brother figure, like you said, because you really did take me under your wing, even when I was going through shit at Stony Brook. I wouldn't have been the same. I wouldn't have been able to get through some of the things I was dealing with at Stony Brook if you weren't there, just like, helping me out. So anyway, man, I can go on and on. I don't want to start getting emotional, but you already know how I feel about you, bro. I love you. I'm inspired by you. And just thanks for all you do, man. I know you do it for yourself so you can reach the ultimate version of Dom Reyes, but taking a lot of people with you to reach the ultimate versions of themselves just by being you, bro.
Oh, yeah, man. Thank you. I love you too, man. It's all love always, man. I mean, God is good, and he gave me this ability to connect with people, and it'd be foolish for me to not utilize, these gifts that I have. But yeah, man, being the ultimate version is the goal for anything, right? You want to be the best version always. And if I can inspire people along the way, it's freaking even better. That helps me become better, knowing that I'm helping other people, because it helps with not being selfish all the time in terms of my emotions, right? So if I'm feeling a certain type of way, it's like, okay, we'll know that you have other people, watching and counting on you for guidance or support or energy or whatever. So if I'm feeling shitty, it's like, okay, well, how are you going to overcome this and continue to be what's the word I used to use all the time? A pillar of positivity. If I want to continue to be a pillar of positivity where people come around me and they just by being around me, you just feel better. You know what I mean? I don't even have to say anything. I can just smile at you. I can just be around you. My energy is so good and positive that just being around me makes your day better. That's my goal, really. And it reminds me that I need to stay the course. Stay the course. Just stay the course. Just keep trucking along, man. I mean, shit goes awry, shit goes left, shit goes right, but just keep going. Keep going. It goes up, it goes down. Just keep going. The minute you stop, you die. That's just the bottom line. If you stop, you die. That's my motto for fighting. That's my motto for life. I mean, if you're fighting someone, you stop, you're dead. Period. I mean, you stop moving your feet, you're dead. They're going to knock you out cold and they're going to kill you if they can, but the ref's there to save you. You're grappling, you stop, they're going to choke you out and kill you if the ref's not there. So if you stop, you die, just like in life. An object in motion stays in motion. An object at rest stays at rest. So keep moving. Just keep moving. Even if it's slow. Say you want to just get back in shape, just keep moving. Just keep moving. Go outside and keep moving. Just a little bit at a time. And eventually you're going to be freaking running and sprinting and getting all swole like Taj.
I still got a little bit, man. I'm not in fighting shape or anything, but Hey, man. I don't want to keep you all day, man. You've already given so much. I think this was great. Before we get out of here, of course, I mean, it's not like you're hard to find, but tell people how to get in touch with you, how to follow you. And then also, man, any last words, just all of that. The floor is yours, bro.
I want to thank you, Taj. I want to thank you and ThriveAfterSports. You guys, you're doing amazing things in the community, man, helping everybody out. everybody who works with Taj, it's all love. It's all coming from a place of, you know, pureness. I've known Taj a long time, and I've never known him as anyone that's gonna wrong really anyone in any kind of way. So Taj, you're the man. Everybody that's working with Taj or anything, trust him, believe him. If you have any questions for me through him, I could answer them, you know, to reach out to me. And you guys know where to follow me at Dom Reyes, Twitter, Dom Reyes 24 on Insta. I think my website is www.domreyes.com, so it's not hard to find me. I got some cool merch. I'm coming out with some cool merch. I mean, I'm giving back to the community a little more these days. I'm realizing that I do have an impact, and what I have to say does matter, and people do want to hear it. And I can help a lot of people. I've neglected the media, and not just the media, but like getting my story out there and letting people know who I really am and what I'm about, just because I'm a very private person and I have trust issues. It's one of those things where you could build everything, you know, your whole life and do everything perfect, but you make one mistake and it's all over, and somebody else could be the person that causes that mistake. So I'm kind of a little bit of a recluse because of that, but it's, you know, I'm learning to get out there more and, you know, have people I can trust around me and stuff. So love you guys. Thanks for the support. I hope I see you at the next fight. If you ever see me in the street, do not be afraid to say hello. I'm not going to bite. I'm not mean. I'm not going to be like, get the hell out of my face. I appreciate all you guys, and it's all much love, man. Keep thriving.
Thanks, brother. There it is. All right, folks. It's been another great episode of Thrive After Sports with my big bro, Dom Reyes, the one and only. Appreciate you, man. See you guys in the next episode. Peace.
Peace.
Boom.